Alright, homies, it is time for the return of the rebirth of Dave. It has been a while. Not as long for the Yes Mod. Not as long of a wait as the fans of the Yes Mod, though, as you guys got to see Attitude Adjustment for a little bit before I took a long freaking break. But we are back for Dave, and I have fully pre-booked all the Danger Zone TVs through Soul Survivor. I have the entire card for the Wrestle Rave ready. We are getting through this season of Dave. It'll probably finish in January. This is for the people that are watching this as they come out, by the way. We'll probably finish the season in January, although there is a chance December. But I'm going to make it my goal to not let Season 1 of the Rebirth of Dave fall into February. I want to get this season done. We only got 4 more episodes, technically, because we have a 3-week build to Soul Survivor. That's 1 episode. We've got Soul Survivor. Then we have another 3-week build to the Wrestle Rave, and then we have the Wrestle Rave, and that is the season. It's actually kind of beautiful. But what's more beautiful is the fact that there were reasons for why I took such a long break. At the beginning, it wasn't because I was burnt out or anything. It's just a bunch of personal stuff happened in my life that I'm not going to get into. Just know I didn't feel like recording. But it was a few months ago when I did feel like recording again, and I sat down to book for the Yes Mod. Couldn't come up with anything. So then I was like, shit. Alright, I'll book for Dave. Same thing happened. And actually, Tyler had to help me book. My Tyler, TEW, had to help me book this build to Soul Survivor. He made a fucking insane promo for Troy Tornado that's going to be on this first show. So yeah, I'm recording this right now. I don't know if he wants to be a part of these videos or not. He can if he wants to. I've never asked him. So if he's watching this, the invite's out there, bro. But yeah, we are here for the Rebirth of Dave. The full build to Soul Survivor will be this episode. We've got 1 match pre-booked, but it is a banger of a match. Bradford Peverell versus Dean McWade for the television championship. If I remember correctly, Bradford Peverell... Not job. What the fuck am I doing? Match history. Bradford Peverell and Dean McWade. They did have a match earlier, and Bradford Peverell won. So Brad's 1-0. I don't know why I thought Brad lost before this match, but yeah. So Brad's 1-0 on Dean going into this match, but who will take home the belt? You'll have to wait and see. And by the way, pre-show match, I know vocal crowd weren't happy, whatever. Pre-show match just to get a steal the show match on the card. But now it is time for the actual show opening. And it's just a quick little promo by the 4 members of the Bible Bashers. Not Ernest Youngman, because I only want to use Ernest Youngman if he's needed. Like in storyline, aka that's what Pablo, whatever. Basically, they open the show just to announce that to close the show, they're gonna throw another celebration party. Last time it didn't go too well. King Boone showed up and did not make Pablo happy even in the slightest. So it is Pablo's gonna have a rebound party. But we open the show with the Defenders taking on Brown Pride, the newly crowned Lords of the Ring champion Defenders, I believe. Unless I'm remembering incorrectly. I believe they won it at the last show we ran. I'm not going to take the time to check. But if not, then the long-reigning Defenders. Oh shit, no way, yeah, no. Unless they won. Did they win it on night 1? No, because we just had Attitude Adjustment. Okay, no, they are not the long-reigning Defenders. I stand corrected. I just remembered the fucking save. Frankie Perez got a 70. Holy cow. Alright, that's pretty awesome. This match is only here because I didn't have enough match to angle time on the show, so I just added this match in. So yeah, there we go. We then have a backstage promo between Marshall Dillon, Tennessee William, the Dallas Stars, and the Dirty White Boys, and Tyler shit on me during the booking of this, saying that, why are they called the Dallas Stars if Tennessee Williams is from Tennessee? And I said, no, it's a hockey team. And he said, so? And I said, well, Marshall Dillon's the Dallas and Tennessee Williams the Star. And I made that up on the spot, but he thinks that was the plan. So don't tell him that. Don't tell him that I didn't think about Tennessee Williams being from Tennessee when I made the team name. So the Dallas Stars cut a promo on just hardcore wrestling in general, just like about how it sucks and all that shit. And they won a shot at the Lords of the Ring championships. However, they are interrupted by the Dirty White Boys, who basically say the fans would rather see them in the title match. Tennessee Williams makes fun of Grease Hog's shitty... no, not Grease Hogs. Tennessee Williams makes fun of Lead Belly's shitty and hairy and gross back, which leads to a match between Grease Hog and... He thinks Tennessee Williams, but as the Dirty White Boys walk off, like, okay, yeah, match, all right? Tennessee's like, Marshall, you're fighting him, by the way. Just to be a dick. We then have the return of Remy Honeyman. I don't know if he was used in Dave, but I know that we used him in me, Tyler, and Ben's offline Big 3 save, and he was the funniest looking motherfucker, and his last name was Honey. So we just fucking cracked ourselves up for ages with that. So I brought him into Dave, and, you know, he did all right for a squash match. It went a minute 39, and Troy beat him with the Star Maker. So here's the promo I'm talking about. I'm just going to read verbatim what Tyler typed. I only got 68, damn. Okay, so Troy says, you know, my whole ride... I fucked it up, not even one sentence in. You know, my whole career has been one wild ride, and I'll be honest, that road has had a lot of bumps. When I first started in TCW, I thought this was the day I achieved my dream, the day I got my big break. But, in case you've been living under a rock, that never happened. You see, everyone in LA was scared of me. Jack Bruce was afraid of me. Vesey was afraid of me. Your good pal Sammy Bach was afraid of me. That's Sammy Bach, Dave Original, for those you didn't know. Tommy Cornell was afraid of me. Oh, fuck. But most importantly, Tommy Cornell was afraid of me. Tommy was afraid of the truth. He knew that if they threw that 20 pounds of gold on me, I'd be the man to put TCW on top. The man that would put Eisen on the streets for giving blowjobs for rent money. Wait, what the fuck? I skimmed it. I didn't fully read it. What the fuck? Fucking Tyler. That's a banger line. The man that would put Eisen out on the streets giving blowjobs for rent money. That's fucking great. I'd be the man that would put away that Mark Samstrong's monster into the ground. But that wasn't supposed to be Troy Tornado's part. That was supposed to be Tommy Cornell's spot. The crowd begins to chant, fuck TCW and fuck Tommy. Even when Troy continues, even when Tommy fucked off to play Tickle Fight with his shitty brother, that toy company featured Wait, Tickle Fight? That toy company feared Troy Tornado. So I got cut after 20 long years of breaking my legs and crushing my back for a company that would rather push me to my death than push me up the card. They gave me my pink slip and told me to fuck off. I didn't know what to do with myself. I'm 42 years old, and since 2011, I can't wake up and move my neck in a certain way. I wasn't going to be called an All-American. I wasn't going to be supreme. Maybe, I thought, maybe I could go back to where it all started. The Coastal Zone. CZCW. But then it happened. Phil gave me a call. Dave was hiring. He even told me that I'd be making my debut on the Extreme Doubleheader live on pay-per-view. So I signed with the new Dave. The new Dave, the rebirth of Dave. That he didn't add that. You can clearly tell he did not add the line of rebirth of Dave. So I signed with the new Dave. I was ready to make Dave my home. Huge chants from the crowd. They're chanting Dave. They're fucking marking out. And the more I think about it, that was the worst fucking mistake of my life. The crowd is stunned. A small section can be heard booing as Troy continues. I wasn't even through the door before I got my Dave World title match shoved in my face, and I can hear you smarks going, Troy, you just bitched about. You know why Phil gave me that match? It's because he's desperate. He needed Pablo to lose that belt, and he needed a last-minute savior when Chris Caulfield couldn't bring himself to get the job done. The hardcore American that couldn't even protect this shitty little bingo hall, let alone keep those assholes in the Bible bashers from costing me my Dave World title. And then, this little shit has the nerve to week in and week out call me a bitch? Call me a pussy? Call me unworthy? Call me an unworthy contender? But I let it go. I was the bigger man. I acted professional. Even when I realized why Phil brought me in, I acted the man. Wait, you fucking Tyler, that's a typo. God damn it, threw me off. I finally didn't stutter, and he fucking. Even when I realized why Phil brought me in, I acted like the higher man, I guess. That's what he was trying. But after last night, not anymore. Crowd is now booing like the devil himself is in the building. Troy continues. Chris Caulfield thinks I'm a reject. Phil the Bear thinks I'm a reject. All you people think I'm a reject. Do I look like a reject to you? I'm not a fucking big shot reject. I'm the fucking man. I'm the sole survivor. I'm Troy motherfucking Tornado. I'm an all-action champion. I'm a draw. And you know what else I am? I'm a star in CZCW. Oh my god. The fucking dude, Dave would fucking murder this man on the spot. The crowd began to chant, fuck CZCW. A company that respects the stars it made, the place where I was a three-time champion, not because I was a former Big Three wrestler, but because I had more talent than half the Dave originals could ever dream of. And of course, because no booker can see my true talent except for one, Cliff Anderson. Crowd still chanting fuck CZCW, but now also chanting asshole Andy. So, just fucking wow. What is the guy against Cliff? He ain't even here, bro. Cliff didn't even. We didn't tell Cliff about this spot. He's just gonna get a bunch of angry CZCW. That's the Dave crowd going right there. That's them. That's the Dave crowd fucking marking out for Alright, give me a minute. Okay. It took them a while to calm down. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So I like to imagine that we don't tell Cliff Anderson any of this, and fucking he just gets berated by a bunch of angry fucking Dave marks the next day. Alright, where was I? You shut your mouths. Phil wants me to be the man around here. Phil wants a big league name on his shows. I'll do you one better. I'm gonna make Dave the second best wrestling on the planet today. I'll take that Dave World title to the top. But all of you, fuck you, suck my dick. I'm gonna do this for me and not any of you. Troy then flips the bird to the crowd, which is so hot that it's at the point of being a full-scale riot. Everyone give a fucking round of applause to my Tyler for writing that shit out and my very poor execution of it. But beautiful. It was fucking beautiful. That's the first full read-through. Like, I skimmed it earlier. I knew about the fucking, the fucking Cliff Anderson line, but Jesus, that's fucking beautiful. So we then have a, so we call, as we're calming the crowd down, we have a pre-established video of King Boone, Suzanne Brazel, Gravedigger, and Mobstar. They're all in the Burger King. And King Boone's basically like, in the name of top dollar, I would like to keep thy's momentum going. After my big win against whoever the fuck it was at the pay-per-view, I can't remember, I will be now going for the television championship. Huzzah! And then they all huzzah. But, like, very apathetically, like, they do not like this fucking Burger King. Suzanne has gone too far. Next up, it is Lead Belly versus Marshall Dillon, and yeah, pretty good match. They have a good pairing. I had to cut the match time down in this minute so I could make it a wild brawl. Yeah, pretty good. Marshall Dillon defeats Lead Belly in 9:34 with the crackdown, and that is, I guess, since the Grease Hog's injured, what we can say is that Tennessee William. No, I didn't put it in the booking notes, so I'm not gonna retcon it, so I get the points and not the not the debuff for having it. We then cut backstage to see a Busta Cat promo, and he's talking about Ernest Youngman. He says real recognizes real, and Top Dollar, who a man that Busta Cat hated in GCW, now has Busta's respect because even though he's out of action, that man is still breathing. And Busta Cat recognizes Top Dollar, but Ernest Youngman is a bitch. That's basically the promo. We then have a angle where Phil is in his office worrying about the Bible bashers and whatnot when Java and Acid enter the room. Java says that he and Acid demand a match at Soul Survivor since he figures Phil wants them gone. Acid's just kind of sheepishly in the corner. So Phil says he hasn't even worked on the card yet, but if they want a match, maybe they should try winning a match or two, earn a spot on the card. And this sends them out of the room. They are not happy at that one. Like, oh, we don't need to win a match. Alright, I fucking missed the goddamn button. We then have a promo that says Doug Peak will be returning to the ring next week. As you know, Doug Peak broke his arm. And yeah, so let's get the pre-bookings out of the way now. Okay, so I cut that because it took much longer than I thought. So the original plan was Doug Peak was going to take on Frantic Ali. However, I forgot that they had bad chemistry. So Doug Peak's going to take on one of the, not local workers, but one of the guys we're given tryouts to that I have under one-night a deal contracts instead. And then we also have Busta Cat's going to take on Acid. So when Phil Bevere said that maybe you should win some matches, these were the matches that he's talking about. Busta Cat's going to take on Acid, and whether or not Bradford loses or wins the title tonight, he is going to take on Java next week. And if he is the champion, it's still going to be a non-title match because, well, Java hasn't earned, if he hasn't earned a spot on the pay-per-view, he sure as hell has not earned a spot on the, for the championship. So now it is time for our main event, Bradford versus Dean McWade, and in a match that went 53 minutes, they got a rating of 53, it went 15 minutes, Brad was off his game, and they don't work very well together. It had everything going against it, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, we crown our third ever Dave television champion as Bradford Peverell defeats Dean McWade by pinfall after the Dream left hook. Dean McWade is the new champion. That is going to make Ben really happy. Ben, not a fan of Dean McWade in the slightest. So, there we go. And we close the show with the aforementioned party, and I'm not even going to pretend like nothing's going to happen. Pablo, Aces High, Cali, Slick Knuckles, they're all in the ring when the Defenders come out, and a big fucking brawl ensues. And eventually it comes out for Phil Vibert to announce, alright, all of you gotta fucking stop. Alright, stop fighting. I'm sick of the fighting. There's a brawl like every week on this show, okay? Listen, I've got an idea. Alright, Pablo, and I know you're gonna be on board, and the Defenders better be on board, because you got my back here. So at Soul Survivor, and I agree that none of the Defenders have earned a World Championship match, as Chris has lost, and no offense to Frankie and Akima, but they have not proven themselves yet. So why not have a 3 vs 3 elimination match where if the sole survivor of the match is any of the Bible Bashers, Caulfield, Perez, and Brave can no longer challenge for the World Championship as long as you're the champion. This is for the future too. So if you lose the belt and then win it back, as long as Pablo Rodriguez is the World Champion, they're not allowed to fight for it. However, if any of the Defenders stay out of this elimination match untouched, do not get pinned, they get a world championship match at the annual Wrestle Rave. So if it's Chris Caulfield, if Chris Caulfield's the only one left standing, if Perez and Brave both get eliminated, Caulfield versus Pablo at the Wrestle Rave. But that also means that if Caulfield, Perez, and Akima Brave all go undefeated, none of them get pinned, then it will be a 4-way match at the annual Wrestle Rave. And Pablo thinks about it. He thinks about the offer made by Phil, and he simply says, well, having none of these assholes challenge me as long as I'm the champion is too good of a deal to pass up, because you know what? I always got something up in my sleeve. I accept. Boom, 3v3 pre-booked for Soul Survivor. I might have to, go down here. 3v3 elimination. It is going to be Ace. So right now, right now I'm planning on having it be Aces High and Cali Slick. However, if Aces High is not good enough in terms of pop for the pay-per-view, then we're going to switch it to Knuckles. But I'd really prefer if it was Aces High and Cali Slick, because I don't want... But again, it's our main event, so if I have to, it will be Knuckles instead of Aces High. So, yeah, 3 versus 3. How long does it get? At least 10? Alright, there we go. That is our first match pre-booked for Soul Survivor 2020, I believe. Let me just double check. Yes, that is all of them pre-booked. And let's finish the show. 65. I'm sorry about this first episode. I kind of got thrown off my mojo during that literal 10-minute interruption from my dogs. So, there we go. That just shows you the power of fucking Troy Tornado's promo there. It fucking got my dogs all rioting against CZCW. So, yeah, this show got a 65. And let's get into episode 2. Alright, boys, without any farther ado, let's just jump right into this episode. I mean, there's no real introduction needed. These are the matches pre-booked. Fuck. There actually is. I actually do have news. Oh my god, I'm actually fucking stupid. So in the news of the past week, Elemental 3 had a surgery for his injury. It was botched. He's now going to be out for a year and a month with a fucking Achilles injury. And if you remember, not at the very start, but in one of the first episodes of The Save, Oli actually agreed to accept dev workers from EILL, and then during the week they said, no, we're not going to do that anymore, and EILL has fucking gone hostile against them. So there we go. That's the news for the week. I can't believe I almost forgot that. The one time I actually have something meaningful to say, I almost fucking forget. Alright, let's get into the show. Okay, I thought I didn't do the fucking... So we have a promo between the Bible Bashers and the Defenders, but it's via satellite because Phil is just not dealing with any more fucking bullshit. And it's just a very heated back and forth between the two, and eventually, by the end of the promo, somehow, someway, Pablo Rodriguez and Akima Brave agree to meet next week in a match. So we got Pablo and Akima. I did that backwards. Akima, Pablo, Hardcore, boom. Yes, boom. All right. So there we go. That's our main event for next week in the books. Let me just double check with myself. God, I hate this. I hate having sheets on my phone because every time I switch apps, it just fucking closes. Alright, anything else getting pre-booked on this show? Yes, we have a couple of things. Alright, so then, it is now time for Doug Peak's return match, and it doesn't happen because Flex and Pex jump him, and you can hear them yelling, "You don't deserve the spotlight, we deserve the spotlight, look at these muscles, baby, look at these muscles." Pex is just fucking flexing Flex is flexing as Pex is, drowning him in titty fucks, I guess. Peck joke. But yeah, so then Tribal Warrior makes the save, And as you know, Doug Peak and Tribal Warrior didn't get off to the right foot, but Tribal Warrior was helped out by Doug Peak at the pay-per-view. Tribal Warrior helps him out, and Flex Garcia and Pex Jimenez are like, you know what? You won't get away with this. At the pay-per-view, it'll be Flex and Pex versus you two losers. And boom. So that's another match for the pay-per-view. God damn it. Okay. D and T. That's another match pre-booked for Soul Survivor. Doug Peak and Tribal Warrior versus Flex and Pex. So in reality, what was supposed to happen was Flex and Pex were going to have a short promo here, and then Doug Peak would have his match, and then they'd beat him down and Tribal Warrior would make the save. However, I mistimed when Doug Peak would return, and I did it 1 week too early. He is still technically out injured for 3 more days. So not a good thing. Alright. And so Phil Vabert has to scramble, aka me. I have to scramble to make a replacement match. And this is that replacement match. The Bible Bashers defeat Dead Men Walking in 8:16 with the high and low. This is another edition of me trying to get Ace's High over and ready for the match. So there we go, 58 for that. We then have a short recap of the Dallas Stars and Dirty White Boys feud, and then we have a match announced for Soul Survivor between the two. It will be a tag team match. Yeah. So this is just a little 1-minute thing just to announce another match for the pay-per-view. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Next segment is Busta Cat versus Acid. I realized as I was putting the show in the sheet that I guess when I was pre-booking, I fucking forgot how badly the match ratings get tanked by Acid and Java. But you know what? It's whatever. It's my bed and I made it, so now I gotta lay in it. And in a match with Subpar Wrestling, Busta Cat defeats Acid in 9:29 with the Mafia Kick after Java tries to help him, but it doesn't work out. And Acid and Busta Cat, ends up getting screwed over by his tag team partner. But speaking of getting screwed over, we are then immediately, Ernest Youngman wastes no time, runs into the ring, hits the fucking hit on Busta Cat, and lays him out, and he walks off immediately. However, once Ernest Youngman's gone, Busta Cat, he's struggling the whole time, but he does eventually get up on his feet to prove that he is worth something, I guess. Yeah, he barely makes it to his feet, and bloodied, he gets up, and he grabs a microphone, and he says, Ernest Youngman, you're a fucking bitch. We then have a promo by Shady K. He's cutting a promo on Troy Tornado, who is not in the building because he's scared he might get shanked at this rate. And Shady K tells Troy that if he wants to bring up past wars, then why don't they settle the old TCW versus SWF feud at Soul Survivor, where he shows Troy that Dave is his new home. Boom, 70 rated angle. It's a short little angle here where Java and Bradford are in the ring for their match, and Java has the microphone. He's cutting a promo like, I'm gonna prove to Phil and the Dave fans in attendance that I'm the real shit when I take your television championship on your first defense. And the ring announcer has to inform Java that it's not for the title because he hasn't earned a title match. And that gets a pop from the crowd who hates Java. And in our main event, a 59 rated match that actually did pretty well for what I was expecting. A match that went way longer than it was supposed to because I had to cut a match and I had to tone down the time because Ace's High is not over yet. But it gets to 59, and Bradford Peverell defeats Java in 15:01 with the Dream Left Hook. And after the match, King Boone and Suzanne Brazel come out. King Boone is here to make another royal decree, and he announces himself as the #1 contender. And Brad just kind of shrugs, and he's like, all right, whatever, I'll fight me, I'll beat you. However, Dean McWade comes out and objects to this, saying he can't do that. Bradford doesn't care, but He's like, he just wants to see these two go at it now. He wants to see what's going on here. And the two as in King Boone and Dean McWade, agree to a #1 contenders match at the pay-per-view. It will be Bradford Peverell versus... No, it will be King Boone versus Dean McWade, where the winner will face Brad at the next Dave show. So there we go. That's another match pre-booked. Yeah. Okay, so there was a cut there because I forgot to pre-book Shady K versus Troy Tornado earlier, and it actually took a longer than I'd like to admit to pre-book this for whatever reason. So these are all the matches announced for the pay-per-view so far, and we have one more show in us. 60. This did better? Huh. Look at that. We got one more show in this episode, and let's get to it. Alright, it is now time for our final show in this episode of the Rebirth of Dave. And then next episode, Soul Survivor, and that's our second to last pay-per-view before the end of the series, or not series, season. The save, I can tell you this right now, the save is not ending in one season, boys. We're going to do at least a whole nother season of Dave. Whether we finish it or not, we're going to start one. We do have some news. Our contracts with our broadcasters have been coming up, so we have decided to... We're still on WrestleWorld, as you can see. We have re-signed with National Pride TV for 3 more months, the least amount of time we could do, because I feel like we're on the brink. Once we hit medium, I want to switch broadcasters immediately, and I don't want, and I'm pretty sure most of the medium broadcasters, at least the good ones, are going to want exclusive rights in their area, so I'd still have to, wait till this one's over. So we're going to keep renewing this one for 3 months until we hit medium, and then we'll go to a better broadcaster. But as you can see here, we have signed a deal with La Red de la Lucha, and they are giving us actually decent amount of coverage in Mexico. This is from WrestleWorld. This is, let's go, television. So this is from WrestleWorld, and as you can see, there's a couple of, I can't show you the broadcaster here. You can see that, but there's a couple of areas where they actually have small coverage, the Lucha Libre channel. But we are gonna be fucking over in Mexico pretty soon, which is pretty nice. And yeah, so we have, I've negotiated that for 6 months because... well, if we hit medium, then we won't need to worry about it because they don't want exclusive right. They don't need exclusive rights, and not a lot of the medium companies medium broadcasters, have coverage in Mexico. But I do want to talk about My Select USA, our pay-per-view providers. They are a bunch of fucking con men. Okay, these fucking assholes are such fucking con men. I swear to God. Okay, so what happened was I was going to re-sign it, right? I was looking, and they're really the only pay-per-view broadcaster we can use. So if we want actual pay-per-view revenue, we have to stay with them. But the thing is, the current deal that we have with them is for late evening, right? But these fucking assholes will not give us any time slot but the fucking graveyard time slot. I might just have to suck it up and take an even big... By the way, here's our finances. This will show you why I'm even angrier. This might take a bigger hit on our pay-per-view revenue after we already got fucking sniped that earlier in the save. By Jesus himself, Adam Ryland, we got sniped. So yeah. So we might have to take an even bigger hit for pay-per-view revenue until we can get to that medium, because these fucking assholes that run My Select USA know they're the only fucking broadcaster we can go to, and they are just fucking ruining us. So I technically haven't re-signed a deal with them yet, but I might just have to, because they don't want exclusive deals, so I'll still be able to run on WrestleWorld. We're just going to make a lot less money because of these fucking dicks. Bro, fuck My Select USA, man. I'm going to add that to my goddamn bio. Get the fuck out of here if you like, what is it, USPW, Taskbar's Vor and My Select USA. If you're a fucking My Select USA stan, please leave. No one wants you here. Alright, so let's get into the show. We open with a pre-show match where Ernest Youngman got a fucking 70. Dog, it's the pre-show. Relax. Oh my god. Jesus, Ernest. He got a fucking 60. Holy fuck, Ernest. Relax, my guy. We know you're a workhorse, but just relax. Okay. So we open the show with a segment where Pablo and the Bible Bashers. I wrote Pablo and the Bible Bashers in my notes, but it's really just Pablo. Pablo's freaking out about his match at Soul Survivor and the 3v3 match. I mean, the 3v3 match at Soul Survivor and his match tonight. And Pablo takes the time to yell at Ernest a little bit. He's like, "You're a hitman, and you didn't finish off Busta fucking Cap? Busta Cap's a jobber, young man. At Soul Survivor, you need to get the job done." And Ernest Youngman, well, right now he's just a hired gun, so he's just like, alright, I hear you. But I can't imagine that if Pablo Rodriguez continues to talk to Ernest Youngman that way, he won't take it so nicely right now. But he is still new to the company. He's a new hire to Pablo. This is really the first time Pablo's gotten angry at Ernest. It's not that Pablo is being nice to Ernest, that he's scared of him. Ernest isn't around that much. Pablo just wanted to talk to him and yell at him a little bit here. So there we go. 78. Our opening bout. This was pre-booked last week, but I botched the promo, I realized. Shady K, when he said that he's going to show why Dave's his new home, he meant to be like, I'm going to show you next week in my match that I am a Dave boy now, if that makes any sense. So we have a 38 rated match where Shady K defeats Jerry Martin in 5:22. Jerry Martin, great. This is really Jerry Martin's tryout match. Again, I have a few people we are going to sign, but once we hit that medium, there's going to be a good amount of new names coming in. So there we go. I think at the end of the show, if I remember, at the end of the episode, I'll remember to show you where we're at in terms of size. And so yeah, there's that 38 rated match, and then after the match, it's gotten a little spoiled here, but Shady K gets jumped by a man in a CZCW shirt and a Fox mask, or a Masked Cougar mask. Sorry, not Fox mask. Fuck Fox mask. And basically beats him up. He beats him up before unveiling. He takes off the mask, and it's Troy Tornado. And the fans lose their shit. They're pissed to see Troy. But hey, that's the build to the match at the pay-per-view. Alright. 51 rated angle, not match. So Tennessee William and Marshall Dillon enter the Dirty White Boys locker room, acting all innocent and such. William says to the Dirty White Boys, "I just wanted to give you guys a little gift before our match on Sunday. Think of it as a lucky charm. No hard feelings. It's a wrapped rectangle-shaped thing." And Greasehog replies with, "Whatever this is, I'm gonna shove it up your ass during the match." And William just responds with, "You know what? I think we're just gonna go. Come on, Dylan. See you boys Saturday. Study hard." And then he winks as he walks off. The Dirty White Boys open the present and see a small book. They immediately throw it in the trash. Tyler put in the notes here, they look like they can't even read regardless. That's a bit harsh. Fuck, dude. Wow. Watch, I'm gonna look through the bios. Watch, it says like Greasehog graduated Harvard, but for his love of wrestling, he didn't pursue his academics any further. And then once they throw the book in the trash, the camera zooms into the trash to see the book is titled Official NYCW Rulebook. Alright, 51 rated segment. We then have a angle with Phil Bear and King Boone, where Phil Bear, King Boone, and Doug Peak. Phil is called Boone, Suzanne, and Doug into his office, and he's basically like, "Guys, fuck off. You assholes do not book my show, okay? How about this? As a compromise, because I was going to have you two on the card anyway, you two can have your match. It will still be a number one contenders match. However, on Monday, there is going to be a little catch to it. Train hard, boys." We then have our second of 3 matches on the main show. a tryout match for Team Fly here as they take on my favorite and most likely your favorite team of Flex and Pex. Flex pins Riley McManus with the the muscle tussle. I think I made that. I think I made that the finish. I don't think that they're seeing. I love these guys. So they beat Flex and they beat Team Fly. Flex and Pex do, and then after the match, Flex and Pex do a very shitty impression of Doug Peak and Tribal Warrior. So what happens is Pex grabs a belt, puts it over his right eye, and he says, "Hey, look at me! I'm Tribal Warrior. I got low quality abs and chest," and then they just start fucking dying at their joke, and then Flex, I don't know, Flex fucking Flex puts his arms up like John Silver, and he's just like, "Yo, look at me! I'm Dog Peak. I got small legs," and then they just fucking start dying again. And Doug Peak and Tribal Warrior come out and brawl ensues. They weren't mad at the impressions. They're just they had to do it so the fans didn't walk out during the fucking impressions. Java and Acid cut a promo backstage. They say, "If Dave doesn't want to give us a match at Soul Survivor, then we'll make one ourselves. At the pay-per-view this Monday, we'll hold an open challenge, and any 2 men, it's a tag team match, anyone can answer." So there is our final match pre-booked. I have it, I know who it is, but to avoid spoilers, I'm gonna not do the pre-booking right now. So yeah, oh wait, did I pre-book Busta Cat already? I don't think I did. No, I did. Okay, cool. Alright, so then we have another promo backstage where Busta Cat, this time, he's hyping up his match against Ernest Youngman. He says, "Honestly, Youngman can hit hard, but I'm from Compton, where people like Youngman get chewed up and spit right the fuck out. It's going to take more than some fancy technicals to take me out. If Youngman wants to make Poppy Pablo happy, he's going to need to go gangsta. He's going to need to go hardcore." Bitch. He ends with bitch again because it's funny. We then have our main event 72, and they have great chemistry. Fuck yeah, this is a match we're doing again in the future. Yeah, dude, fucking beautiful. So in an exceptional match, Pablo Rodriguez defeats Akima Brave in 14:56 with the Sinner Salvation. The story of the match is that we got a good 12 minutes of actual fucking wrestling until Knuckles and Ace is High and Cali Slick run out, and then the rest of the defenders come out. But basically the story is Pablo Rodriguez did win the match because they had the outside numbers advantage, but it is very clear that Pablo is beginning to slow down. He's getting tired of defending, and it is very clear that without the help, he would not have won this match. Also, again, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be Aces High or Knuckles in the match tomorrow. However, if it is going to be Knuckles, this is going to be the story that Pablo puts Knuckles in the match because of the way he helped. He was the one that helped Pablo win this match. So, there we go. 72 rated main event. Beautiful, beautiful work. And then we close off the show with a 3-versus-3 brawl because Pablo dips on his boys during the brawl. And we go off the air before a winner is clear. 69 rated segment, and the show gets a 59. Oh, damn. Oh, this could have been such a good show. I forgot to check the percentage. Damn, that's annoying. Damn, this could have been such a good show. Man, that's frustrating. Alright. So yeah, damn, that's really frustrating. Because I don't get dark green rated main events that often, so fuck. Alright. Well, I'm not gonna end the show here. We are going to cut to the Dave stats of the size we're at, and then I'll send us off. Alright, so here we are on the company page. Here is where we are at. I don't remember the last time we checked, but again, slowly but steady. We keep hitting well above our mark, even with that 59 on the last show. We keep hitting well above our mark, and we are almost at 59. I believe we need... Yeah, we need 59 in just the tri-state, basically, at this point, because we're well above 35 in every other region. Mexico just... I actually wonder... Oh my god, that was one show? Are we... No. Okay, I thought, never mind. I thought, like, maybe... maybe after that one show. I wonder if we're doing anything in Canada. Yeah, we're actually making a little bit of a dent in Canada. It's not much, but, you know, we don't have that big of an audience viewing us like we do for Dave, or Danger Zone TV, I should say. So, yeah, once we hit that 59 mark, we're getting more and more people in. We're going to get more sponsorship revenue. So I said this a couple of times with the, I'm not going to pull up the what is it? I'm not going to bother pulling up the finances page. You guys already saw it. But, so what I'm trying to say is, why is this getting so hard for me to fucking, why can't I, okay, spit it out, 64. Think before you speak. Okay, so I'm going to finish out Season 1 just playing it like this, but if I continue to keep losing, like, more than $10,000 each month, I feel like it's going to be... I kind of want to just give myself... Because I still feel... I'm still jaded from being screwed out of the pay-per-view revenue that I got at the beginning of the save. I don't like that the update just completely neutered me in that regard. So I'm thinking maybe for Season 2, I'll just give myself that, like, an extra 300,000 in quote-unquote pay-per-view revenue. I'll just cheat it into the game. Because I'm not really trying that hard to push Dave to the moon. I just kind of want to book whatever I want with a very odd roster. That's kind of the appeal to me. But yeah, the rest of Season 1, I'm not going to do that for sure. I'll think about it in Season 2. But I'm leaning towards not doing it because I'm actually losing less and less money each month, and I'm hiring more people and giving more people raises, so I might not need to do that. I don't need to do it. If I tried hard enough, I could probably go without doing it, but I don't want to try that hard. I just want to book stories. So then we're going to tour the company, because I clicked on this, and it was actually really interesting to see what the game, just purely based on stats, 6. I thought we were 7th. I can't remember if we passed Burning Hammer already, but if we didn't, cool shit there. So yeah, but I thought it was pretty interesting to see who the game, purely based on stats alone, thinks our top 5 are, and they have Troy Tornado at the top, so maybe he's right. We'd put Pablo there. They put Marshall Dillon at 3rd, Chris at 4, and then Frankie or Flex at 5. Honestly, I kind of want to know what you guys would have done. In your opinion, who do you think are the top 5 names in Dave right now? I would probably put Pablo at the top. Then I'd put Caulfield. Then I'd put Troy. Then I'd put, I don't know. Fuck, who would I put? I probably, if purely based on my booking, I probably wouldn't put Marshall Dillon on here at all. I don't know. I'd like to see who you guys feel are our top 5 biggest names purely based on my booking. So yeah, let's just... How bad was that, Dave? Oh, that's one of our worst Daves. That's 34th out of all of our Danger Zone TVs. That's brutal. That's brutal. But that match was the best match in... See what I'm talking about? Oh, we missed out on such a good show because I fucked up. Oh my god, we literally had the greatest match in our company, and I fucked it up. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Alright. That hurts. That really does hurt, though. Damn. What was our TV rating for that, Dave? it wasn't one of our worst ones, but we got less than 1% on a lot of them. Less than 0.1. I mean, I don't know why now. What did they fucking debuff this too, or? Dude, they fucking did debuff this too. Why does he keep making the fucking save harder? What the fuck? I sound like I'm bitching now at this point. That was our best viewership. These two have asterisks, as you know. So yeah, that's just me stalling time looking at shit. I do that a lot. I'm a fan of that. So that's going to do it for this episode of Danger and the Rebirth of Danger and Violence Extreme. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all are excited for Attitude Adjustment. You know what? Let me do a quick rundown of the card, because I feel like I was while I did some good promos on this one, which is not normal of me, I feel like I wasn't very descriptive with the card. I just kind of kept pre-booking. So let's go the card. This is going to be the order of the matches they have, because this was a thing on the fly. So we have the Outcast Open Challenge. The Outcasts are taking on any tag team that wants to answer us. We'll have this open. That wants to answer them. We will have Busta Cat versus Ernest Youngman. The Dallas Stars will take on the Dirty White Boys. The number one contenders match for the television championship, winner will face Bradford on the following episode of Danger Zone TV, so the week 2 September episode of Danger Zone TV. It is Dean McWade versus King Boone, but Philvabear has promised a catch, whatever that means. Then we will have SWF versus TCW, in Dave, Shady K versus Troy Tornado. Our semi-main is scheduled to be Doug Peak and Tribal Warrior versus Flex and Pex. And then, of course, in the main event, the 3 versus 3 Soul Survivor elimination match, the Bible Bashers, Pablo and Cali Slick, and either Aces High or Knuckles, depending on whoever I decide to go with, versus the Defenders, Chris Caulfield, Akima Brave, and Frankie Perez. And if, again, I don't remember how I explained it in the actual episode, like in the actual Danger Zone TV, I'll explain it again. If the Bible Bashers come out victorious, whether it's all 3 of them or just one of them, as long as Pablo Rodriguez is the Dave World Champion, none of the Defenders, none of those 3 men are allowed to challenge for the title. This will go on for the rest of Dave, as in, if Pablo loses it to, let's say, Troy Tornado, and then he wins it back, once he wins it back, they are again not allowed to challenge Pablo again. They're not allowed. However, whoever is left standing on the Defenders team, if they win, they get a World Championship match at the Wrestle Rave. So if it's just Chris Caulfield, if he's the sole survivor of the Defenders, he's the last one standing, it will be Caulfield versus Pablo. If it's Caulfield and Akima, it will be Caulfield and Akima versus Caulfield versus Akima versus Pablo. If it's any combination of those 3, if it's all 3, it's a 4-way. You get the gist. That's going to be the main event. Basically, we are announcing the main event of the annual Wrestle Rave at the main event of this show. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. I really hope you all enjoyed. I'm really hyped to finish out this season of Dave. I got a really good thing going with me and Tyler booking the same company. This is like a first for us, booking the same company and not having it be like WWE, a different brand, or like 2 different companies. This is really the first time we've ever booked it together, which is, it's kind of weird, but I think it's making some really good shit here. So I hope you all enjoyed. Everyone give a thanks to my Tyler TEW. Subscribe to him. And yeah, I hope you're all excited for Soul Survivor and the annual Wrestle Rave.